Look at the arm balance called Kaundinyasana. This is a posture named after a great sage in India's historic past. So you're going to get all of the benefits of associating yourself with that great sage. One of the most important things when you begin to practice these traditional yoga postures is that you open up your mind to being transformed from the inside out. It's not that when you practice yoga you need to learn to be someone other than yourself. Instead, you gain the strength to be who you truly are at your most deepest and fundamental level, so that you're strong enough to be your authentic self and know when you are being authentic, so that you can stand the test of time, so that you can stand the test of receiving any negative feedback in the world. When you begin to be stronger and stronger and put yourself out there even more and stand up for your dreams in the world, you might find that sometimes there's pushback from the world. Sometimes you get negative feedback. My advice to you is to pause. Be strong enough to take it. Don't immediately fight back. Don't immediately deny it. And don't let it crush you either. Don't take it so personally. Instead, pause and reflect. See if the negative feedback has a point. And if it does have a point, then let it make you stronger. Integrate it. Use it as strengthening points so that you can become a stronger person, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. If the negative feedback is just personal and meant to hurt your feelings, just shrug it off, because that person is suffering way more than you are. And let that negative feedback make you stronger and more stable in your own sense of peace and inner happiness. In this way, the sense of strength that you're cultivating when we move in the powerful arm balances of the Kaundinyasana series will help you find the true authentic self that is beyond any negativity that you might contact in the external world. In fact, your sense of strength will be so strong it will contain both the positive and the negative. So you don't need to fight against the negative. You don't need to fight for the positive. Instead, you'll be strong enough to be exactly who you are. Starting off in Navasana position, slowly find your core, suck everything in from the inner body, and inhale. Let's take it up to Navasana. We're going to warm it up like this. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Keep pulling in from behind your pubic bone. 4 and 5. Nice easy warm up. First, the feet down, hands forward of your hips. Inhale, shoulders forward. Exhale, take it down. Inhale back to Navasana. 1, 2. Let yourself warm up a little slowly. 3, 4, and 5. Cross your feet. This time, if you can, feet off the ground. Inhale, take it up. Exhale down. Again, Navasana. 1, 2, 3. Steady. 4 and 5. Cross your feet. Inhale, take it up. Exhale down. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross your feet. Inhale, take it up. Exhale down. Relax. Pause for a moment. Stretch everything out. And now we're going to move into twisting Navasana to the side. So you're going to take Navasana, and then we're going to twist it out. This is the perfect prepare for Kaundinyasana A, where you begin to move into the straight legs, extended out to the side, moving powerfully into this arm balance, but connecting it deep into your core. So we're going to start off, again, moving into twisting it out in Navasana. Inhale, come all the way up into Navasana. Hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take it easy first. Bend your knees. Twist it over. 1. So knees to the left, arms to the right. 2, 3, 4. Back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, knees to the right, arms to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the center. Inhale, Navasana. Cross your feet. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, down. Again. Inhale, Navasana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend your knees. Knees to the left, arms to the right. 1, 2. This is just the warm-up, so make sure you're using your core. 3, 4. Back to the center. Over to the other side. Arms to the left, knees to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the center. Inhale, Navasana. Cross your feet. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, down. Rest for a moment. Rest your quads. Rest your thighs. Now we're going to see if we can do that same movement with straight legs. So if you were suffering a lot and it was really hard for you to keep your knees together, just repeat the same exercise with bent knees. But if it's possible for you to straighten your legs, we're going to twist it to the side, keeping the legs straight. It's a better prepare for Kaundinyasana. So when you bring your legs to the side, really pull in from your core. Don't push your legs outward, but pull the heads of the femurs into their sockets, like you're squeezing your thighs into the center of your body. That's going to help you balance. Knees together. Inhale, Navasana. Get nice and stable. Now, slowly twist your legs over to the left and arms to the right, and try to get your knees above your elbow. 1, 2, 3. Steady breathing. 4, 5. Back to the center. Inhale. Exhale over to the side. 1. Knee above your elbow. 2, 3, 4, back to the center, cross your feet, inhale, take it up, exhale down, back to Navasana. Hold it there for a moment, get nice and stable, knees to the left, arms to the right, and use your abs, squeeze it in, 1, 2, nice and steady, 3, 4, back to the center, inhale, exhale over to the side, squeeze it in, 1, 2, 3, 4, back to the center, hold it here, cross your feet, inhale, lift up, exhale, jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, take it up, exhale, jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, exhale, downward facing. Jump all the way forward, and cross your feet, sit down. That movement should have awakened the core of the body, so we can begin to move into Kaundinyasana. Kaundinyasana has at least 3 different variations. There's Kaundinyasana A, Kaundinyasana B, and a posture that's sometimes called Ekapada Kaundinyasana. Now, we're going to work through all 3 variations, so we're going to move slowly, step by step. The first version we're going to do is traditionally called Kaundinyasana A position. It looks very much like the floating, twisted out, straight legs Navasana we just did. With a slight bend in your elbows and a squeeze in from your core, I believe this is a very accessible posture for almost everyone. It's an asymmetrical arm balance that kind of combines the twisting action from Parsvabhakasana, the side crane that we did earlier, along with Asavakrasana, 8-angle arm balance, where we twist it out to the side and hook the feet. We're going to sort of combine those 2 postures together and really get you deep into Kaundinyasana. So, come up into a squatting position, just like we prepared for Parsvabhakasana. Bring your knees over to the right side, onto the balls of your feet. Make sure that your left elbow is going to be free of the plane of your chest. And then slowly, exhale as you begin to move and pivot forward and down. So move forward into the strength of your shoulders. Keep your gaze right out in front of you, so you move forward into the strength of your shoulders, almost like you're lifting up into Parsvabhakasana. And then straighten your legs, point your toes. Exhale, sink into the chaturanga strength of your arms. Let's hold it for 5. 1. Keep pulling your left shoulder back. 2, 3, 4. Straighten the arms, bend your knees, slowly come down. Let's try the other side. Twist it over to the left side. The belly sucks in. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Avoid the temptation to bend your knees because that's a different posture. We're going to move into the straight leg version where we're sucking in. So you lean forward, and as you keep leaning forward, straighten out the legs, and then sink into your shoulders. 1, spread the scapulas, use the strength of chaturanga, pull that right shoulder back. 2, 3, 4, straighten the arms, sink your toe down, exhale, sink it, all the way down. Now, relax for a moment. Keep the belly in. Notice if you felt a really deep shift, one shoulder pressing into the ground, do not destabilize your shoulders. So you're going to pivot through your collarbone and make an unstable position. If you ever feel any pain in the corners of your shoulders, right around here, please immediately back off from the posture because you know you don't have the strength to support yourself yet. If, and only if, Kaundinyasana A felt good, you're prepared to move into the B variation. The B variation starts off in the same position, except it extends the top leg back. So it is a little bit stronger work with the core, a little bit stronger work with the shoulders. If you had a hard time in Kaundinyasana A with both legs together, please try to repeat that same posture again so you can get a little bit better at it before you begin to move to a harder variation. Now, starting off in the same way, lean over to the side so the knees point to the right. As the knees point to the right, you suck in the low belly. We're going to enter the B position from the A position. So as you're sucking in the belly, lean it forward. So you pivot down and you lean forward like you're moving into Parsvabhakasana. Get comfortable in Kaundinyasana A. Then slowly extend your top leg. 1, and just keep reaching back with your abs. 2, 3, 4. Now to come out, come all the way back, and slowly sink it down. We're going to try the other side. Move over to the other side. Slowly move it over. These are the easiest entries into these arm balances. There are even harder ones to think about, so we're going in nice and slow. Move in from the inner space of the low belly like you're moving into Parsvabhakasana, so you get that side bend action happening, and then slowly lean it forward, stretch out your legs, come to Kaundinyasana A, then slowly move it back, using your core to stabilize. Try not to pivot into your shoulder too much. There we go. Use the strength of chaturanga. 1, 2, 3. Use your abs to hold up your body. 4 and 5. Bring it back in. Exhale, slowly settle it down. Relax for a moment. Hold your knees. Release through your shoulders. And then exhale, relax completely. We got the third variation. Now, the third variation, sometimes called Ekapada Kaundinyasana, in the traditional Ashtanga practice, is not actually a posture. It's just used as a transition. However, it's really great to isolate this so you can feel the strength coming from your shoulders and from your core. There's less of a twist and more of a pivot into the shoulders. At the same time, you need the strength of the low belly, just like we had in Mayurasana, peacock posture, to lift your legs back and up off the ground with the power of your core. So you need to combine those two for Ekapada Kaundinyasana. There's a little bit of hamstring flexibility that also gets involved in this, so be sure to cultivate nice steady openness in the body slowly. If you feel the hamstrings are your restriction, you can always bend your knees a little bit until the hamstrings get more open. Now, to prepare for Ekapada Kaundinyasana, bend your left knee, bend your right knee, hook the right shoulder underneath, kind of like what we did for Asavakrasana, and then slowly straighten your left leg, straighten the right leg, and then pivot forward until your back leg is off of the ground, and then you can lean forward. Make sure you're not resting your elbow on the left side, and we'll stay for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend your right knee, sink it down, and we're going to switch the sides. Slowly prepare. Bend your left knee around the left shoulder, hooking the shoulder all the way underneath. After you hook the shoulder underneath, straighten your right leg, pivot forward, straighten the left leg, and then pivot down into the left shoulder. 1, 2, 3. Keep your gaze at your left toes. 4 and 5. Slowly sink it down. And now let's just step back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Good. Come to your knees. Rest for a moment. And take a nice deep breath. Tune into yourself. How you doing? You doing all right? These are some pretty challenging arm balances that are going to test out the stability of your shoulder and the stability of your core. If you weren't able to be comfortable in any of those 3 arm balances, when we begin to move on into the progression of transitions in and out of these postures, what I want you to do is simply repeat the arm balances until you're stable in them. You can't try to transition from a hard place into something that you're not already stable in. So just work on the foundations, get stable in the postures. When you get stable in the postures, then you'll be able to integrate these transitions. Okay, we're going to move into the headstand transition, so be sure that you're checking in with yourself and have a nice stable tripod position with your head and with your shoulders. If you're not good in the tripod headstand, you might also want to work a little bit longer in the tripod headstand. So, now, inhale, exhale, come all the way down, head down, and inhale, roll your spine all the way up. After you roll the spine all the way up, belly flex in, exhale, pivot through the hips, create the emptiness deep in the center of the pelvis, and then exhale, twist over into the space behind your left hip joint. Don't try to do the arm balance from here. Sink your hips as you point your toes forward, 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 get the knee past your right elbow, and then inhale, come all the way up. 1. Keep your abs firm too. You want to test out the abs? Here's a little trick. See if you can lift your legs. 4 and 5. Feet together, head down, inhale, take it up. Roll back to the center. Use your core to find the vertical line. Exhale, slowly pivot down. And again, from the space behind your right hip joint, slide it over, sink it down, down, down. After you sink down, roll the chest forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head down. Inhale from the inner space of the pelvis. Roll it all the way up, strong shoulders. Exhale, pivot through your hips, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Now, we're going to roll through the exact same movement for Kaundinyasana B, where the legs are open. So this involves really splitting your legs apart, and you have to trust that the movement can happen right from the core of the body. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, top of the head down. Belly flex in. Inhale, pivot through the hip joints. Come all the way up. So here we go. We're going to go over onto the right side. So that means the left leg is going to be on the bottom. So split your legs. Hold it in a split. Hold it there. Hold, hold, hold. Get comfortable. Open your split. Open, open. Don't open so much so your back bends a lot, but open the hips. Then start to tuck the tailbone as you fold that left foot down. Fold into the space behind your left hip joint. Slowly sink down, 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 down. Once your knee passes the right elbow, inhale, send your chest up and forward and take it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head down, inhale with your hips, rise right back up in the same way. Slowly bring your feet together. Exhale, switch it out. Open your feet up, open, open. Stay there for a moment. Give that left hip joint a chance to open. Suck in the low belly. Exhale, pivot in to the space behind your right hip joint. Pivot in there, hold it, hold it. Sink into the emptiness behind your right hip joint. Pass the right knee beyond the left elbow. Send the chest up and forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head down, spiral forward with the power of the low belly. Rise up, feet together, squeeze it in. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Pause here for a moment, and as you pause here for a moment, just tune in. That was way beyond your comfort zone, way beyond your level of possibility. Just remember that this is a lifetime of practice. That movement altogether took me probably between 3 and 5 years to really piece together. So what I recommend is whenever you find an obstacle, don't just run, don't fight with the obstacle. Remember, close your eyes. Tune into the inner body, root down into the center of your pelvis. Move from that space. Wait for your strength to come. One day it will rise up and it will move powerfully through you. We've got one more transition to work through, and that's the movement from the transition, the Ekapada Kaundinyasana posture, or the transition, the lift up with the leg out to the side. I'm going to show you how to jump back from this posture. So we're going to be moving into it from a different arm balance. Roll your left foot out, step around with your right foot, and then slowly wrap it around. So this posture here is called Vishwamitrasana, or we're moving into this powerful arm balance, and then the right hand presses into the ground, and we're stretching out, so you're reaching powerfully up, gazing at your left hand. Now if you can't straighten your leg, no problem, we're just going to use this as a transition. Take your left hand down, inhale, take it up, hold it there for a moment, then reach it forward, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, exhale, downward facing. Okay, let's try the left side. Go ahead and sink back. Turn the right foot out. Step all the way around. So you're stepping yourself into position. Roll the shoulder under. As you roll the shoulder under, squeeze it in. If you have a hard time straightening your leg, you can always keep it bent. But if you can't straighten that leg, it helps to get that foot right on top of the shoulder. And then inhale, up. Hold it for a moment with the power of your core. Hand down, inhale, rise up. Exhale, chaturanga. That was a little bit more of an advanced transition. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Slide your feet all the way forward. And that's the most we're going to do today. These powerful arm balances really combine to get you deep into the core of your body. Do the work every day, but don't stress. Don't fight with yourself. Don't force yourself to do too much too soon. Exhale, slowly lie down. Roll your body underneath you. And then hands under your shoulders. Inhale to the top of your head. Interlock your fingers. We're going to release the shoulders. Bring your feet hips width apart. Inhale, rise up. Lifting the head off the ground. And if your head is not on the ground, your elbows are not on the ground, just work rolling through to make sure that your elbows are on the ground. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, head down. Bring your feet together and try to straighten the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring your feet back. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, gently down. Slowly relax your arms. And exhale, close your eyes. Let a nice long inhalation come into the body, slowly bringing energy through all of the joints, fingers, feet. And then exhale, bend your knees and your elbows. Pull the knees into your chest. Roll over onto your right side. And return to a comfortable seated position. Allow yourself to build strength in a slow, steady, and introspective way so that you're not orienting towards an external goal, but no matter how much the challenge of the posture presents itself to you, you always orient towards the inner goal of being a stronger and more powerful person from the inside out so that you can know your authentic self in each moment. No posture is meant to be a judge of your self-worth. Remember, you're not judged by what you do, but by who you are. So tap into that inner space where you are already authentically 100% yourself, and then let that be expressed in through the vehicle of the asana practice. No matter how challenging the asanas are, remember it is the spiritual strength to be your true self that's what really counts. Namaste.